Okay, guys, this is Dave Sharp. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. I am thrilled and excited to have an amazing guest on this morning. Look, before I bring him out, we I wanna get some engagement here going. So what we're gonna do is another giveaway today. Inside of the comments, we're gonna give you guys access to one of my favorite marketing courses that I've created. Okay, so if you're watching on YouTube, that's fine. But by the end of the stream, hop on over to our Legendary Marketer Facebook page and find the stream and drop a comment. I want to know what inspires you about this conversation today the most, and we'll pick a winner from that. Also, if you're somebody who's a bit more silent, somebody who's a bit more quiet on social media, don't think that you can't give value. One of the ways that you can give value is you can share valuable things with people. I think people need to hear these conversations that we're having every morning, because you're not hearing this stuff in school. You're not hearing this stuff from mainstream media. Right now, we've got a lot of doom and gloom. We've got a lot of hope, but we've got a lot of things that are going on that are tough for the world. And these conversations letting people know that there is another way. There's a different way to look at things. There's more opportunity than you may think are really important for people to hear. So I invite you, I urge you, share this with people, get engaged, and tune in every morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time here on Wake Up Legendary. So I am going to go ahead now and bring in my guest. Vasily, are you there, my brother?
Good morning. Yes, Dave, I'm here. Good morning, everyone. Dave, it's a pleasure to be here.
Hey, man, it's really, really good to have you. And I am excited to let you talk and tell people who you are and where you came from. Look, we ask a few questions to every guest who comes on. You did one of the most thorough jobs of filling that questionnaire out, so it was hard to pick out one particular place to start with you. But I think one of the things that is kind of right at the beginning of what are you doing right now. A lot of people think that they've got to just abandon their jobs to start building their dreams, and that's not the case. A lot of times, where you work will give you the ability to be able to hone your skills and learn new things. But with you, it sounds like you got a degree, you love where you work, but you also have some outside passions as well. So take us through what your life looks like in terms of your current work situations, and why you even, or how you even got started online in the first place.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I'm working full-time in the computer industry. I'm an infrastructure engineer, and I've been in the same company for 15 years. And then you guys know in California, IT industry is booming. So it's pretty easy to find a comfortable place, to work at, and, with a nice culture, decent environment, and make a good, well into six-figure income. But with me, I always had this mindset. I started back in 2008 online, but I always had this mindset that don't put all your eggs in one basket. Create another income stream so that, in case of anything happens, like we know what happened in 2008, what's going on right now, you don't rely on one income stream. So back in 2008, I started looking into online opportunities, and the first thing I came across was Forex, day trading. I got fascinated with all these markets, and I spent literally 8 years doing that. Not 8, but close to 8 years, and learned a lot. I've been a little bit successful, made some money, lost money, but mostly made money. But one thing I didn't like about day trading is the stress it gives you. Day trading requires you a mindset of like a pilot. You have to have a set of rules, cold hat. You've probably seen in the movie when pilots are crashing, they're still like cool about it. They're still like, okay, yeah, we are going down, and they're keeping it in control. So day trading is basically like that. And plus, you don't trade, you don't make money. So that was the biggest thing I didn't like. So I decided to quit that. Then, like everybody else, you go through MLM, right? That's like a boot camp for everyone. And I've done that as well. I've done two companies. One had to do with supplements, health supplements, and the other one was the energy drink. Um, and of course, I started like, hustling my friends and family, which is not really typical for me. I'm not that kind of person who likes to do, this. But I did get to the point where people started, avoiding me. Some friends, like, when you show up to a party and then they're like, oh, look, this guy, he's probably going to pitch me something. So I got to that point. So with my the company where I was promoting supplements, I try to be a little bit more creative, and having IT background, I created a website. They didn't say anything you can do, but so I just went ahead and created a website, put up all these products. And within few months, what happened is my website started outranking their corporate website. And then if you go to Google, you type for whatever the products, and then my website will pop up first. So I started getting sales. I was like, wow, I figured this out. I was happy. And then I got flagged by the headquarters. They called me a lot like, what is this? Like, what is this website? So they literally asked me to take it down. And I couldn't believe that, all this work I put in there, I had to take it down. Because MLM is kind of like they put you in this box, they give you certain tools, and then they like, okay, don't do anything outside of this. And then the other company with energy drinks that I was promoting, I actually kind of made a deal with a nightclub, where they have a Red Bull, right? Red Bull and vodka is like a popular drink. So they were okay to take the energy drink I was promoting and give it a try, like try with different liquors and see how it goes. So I was getting ready to buy it in bulk, so this nightclub could try it. But then when I, gave this idea to the company, they said, "Oh, wait a second, no, you can't do this. You can't do this. The best thing you can do is put a vending machine in the club." So I was like, "Who's gonna do that? Like, how can you put a vending machine with energy drinks in a nightclub?" And that was like the last drop. And I said, "Okay, cannot do MLM anymore. It's too strict. You can't be really creative, and I cannot pitch my friends and family." And from that point on, I took a little break, and then I went into make money online niche. And obviously, I went through a lot of scams. These programs that there's upsell and upsell, but there's no value in them. So I've done a lot of that. And then finally, I settled on, starting my website, creating a website. I already had some experience with MLMs and a few companies, so I decided to review programs in the Make Money Online niche, and then recommend another program. And then it's been going on okay. But one thing that I came across is that, and just like in your 15-day challenge, you mentioned this, when you promote something which is a low ticket product, right, and only a low ticket, let's say 40 whatever dollars a month, and you only make like some $20 commission, it's hard to make it, like $1 million business, right? Let's say that you get stuck in this race, like you get X number of signups this month, then most people they'll be motivated, then they'll start, creating a website. You help them, you put all this work, and then all of a sudden they lose motivation and they quit. And then you gave all this time, all this effort, you made maybe $20. Some people even, ask for refund, and it's just ongoing race. And let's fast forward, but this is basically how I came into Legendary. Actually, few friends of mine who I know who've been doing the same thing as I did, they started promoting Legendary. And people who are part of Legendary, I know them pretty well. First, I was skeptical because back then I also thought, upsells are bad. Like you should offer everything for a low ticket price. But then I realized it's not as rewarding for affiliate. And at the same time, people are not really, if you offer something low ticket, doesn't mean people are going to stick around. If they're not ready to work, they're not going to do it anyway. So it's not really that, if somebody's paying some $40 a month, it doesn't mean that they're just going to sign up and they just stay there, So if they're not going to work, they're still going to quit. So my first review of Legendary, which I did actually on my website, it was like okay, because that time I was not a fan of all these upsells. But when I went through your 15 days business challenge and that value letter where you talk about Mac, how you get an iPhone, right? I have an iPhone, then you get a watch, then you buy a MacBook Pro, which I actually ordered last week. So I'm a perfect example. So that's where my mind like, okay, you know what? If you can offer value, then you can, in case of Apple, you can charge $2,000 for a MacBook Pro, and people will pay for that. Instead of this $300 computer, there is a difference. It's all about value. And what I like about Legendary is that it's rewarding for affiliates like us who ready to work, and it's great for people who get become part of Legendary. What you and Matt have, like that decade in a day, where you bring those newbies in and then you help them start making money pretty much immediately. That's where it actually makes a difference. That's where people get motivated. People see what they're doing. They get results. They're not left hanging. You continuously working with them. So this is where it's great for both affiliates, and you feel good about bringing people in. So basically, This is how I came to Legendary. And when I got few business blueprint sales, I was like, okay, now for sure this is gonna be my main promotion. I'm gonna give it my 100%. So I got your playbook, the copy playbook for that course, and now I'm redoing some of the marketing on my my website, and I'm gonna go towards branding now more. Since about 2019, my mindset shifted. I was like, okay, I'm making all this money, that's fine, but what's next? You get few weeks of vacation. Okay, yeah, you do. I mean, I do travel here and there when I can, but what is life with this daytime job? You take a few trips, and then you retire. I mean, that's it. You don't really see anything out there. You're always stuck in this day job. So I got this now entrepreneur mindset where I want to make a change. I want to make a change in my life. I want to make change in people's life. I've built so much experience now, so I want to share it. I want to help people. I want to help Legendary community, and everyone who joins me. So this is kind of like my story short.
Yeah, it's great. So are you going to continue to take the approach of search engine optimization, essentially building sites, or are you into paid traffic? What are your main marketing strategies right now?
Right now, I'm still kind of revamping my website, because the way it used to be always, let's say, you review X, program, and then you have your calls to action throughout the article, and then you say, okay, here's my best recommended program, and then when I click on that, let's say there's a review of Legendary Marketer. It kind of worked okay, but I feel like for Legendary, you can provide more value. You can talk about more stuff. So I'm gonna use a sales funnel approach with email marketing and all that. So you have to make it nicer, obviously, and then do a lot of follow-ups. So yeah, I want to finish up the website so that I'm happy with the way it is. But mostly, I'm gonna move towards YouTube, Facebook. Because I do want to show my face more out there. I've been also a guy who's been behind the computer, doing all this SEO, but there's so much to do all the time. Like, with YouTube, you created a video, you posted it, you are done. If you didn't like something, you didn't like something. You just make another video. With the website, if Google comes up with something crazy like they did in May 4th, your traffic drops, and then you're gonna go and just do so many things on all your pages, and then you have to keep updating your content. It's never-ending game. So definitely
it really just is a matter of picking a path and committing to it.
Oh, yeah.
It really is. I mean, all of these strategies, and that's what I think a lot of new marketers aren't able to wrap their heads around, because I think we as humans are prone to look for the secret. So it's like, well, what's Vasily doing that's this secret? And it's like, well, what's probably got you initial success as an affiliate here is maybe your email list or some other thing that you've built up in the past, right? That you did the work and it worked, right? But now it's like, based on your answer right there, it's you've already proven to yourself that you can be successful. You can be successful with a strategy. And I think I want to be more specific so people understand what I'm talking about. You've already proven that you can follow through. And I think that's a better way to put it. You can follow through and you can be consistent with a strategy. Whereas the majority of people start, like you said, don't get results right away, and then they quit. So you've proven to yourself that you can be successful by being consistent. So if you choose to go and build a YouTube channel, you already know what it takes.
Yes.
Sure, it takes educating and engaging content. Those are really important things. But it also takes the consistency, because your channel is not going to blow up right away. The reason why we teach people Facebook ads in the Decade in a Day training is because we want to help people get that first. I've got a pile of checks over there, and I get a mixture of checks from affiliate opportunities and just direct deposits. But when you hold that first check or you see that first commission notification, it's a breakthrough moment. So we want to help people get that and then learn how to advertise. But ultimately, it's just about follow through. And then you get to a point after, honestly, it takes a year plus for you to pick up momentum to where it becomes unstoppable. Like for a YouTube channel, if you put out really good content, thoughtful content, instead of just holding up a phone and just expecting that you're going to just go off the cuff and just wing it and then the video is going to blow up. No, but if you put some thoughtful content, or you create something that's educational or entertaining for people, and you do that for a year. Now, a lot of people are thinking, Dave, I need I need the overnight magical that most people don't realize, and maybe you can speak to this. I don't know if you've experienced this, but I know you will, because it sounds like you have the skills to be able to do it. But when you follow through and are consistent enough to where you build something and you put in a good solid 12 months, it compounds, the traffic compounds. The videos out on YouTube are now getting views more so than your new videos. So when your old videos are getting more views every day than a new video that you put out and blast your list about and share all over social media, that's called compound traffic. And it's unstoppable. The only way to stop it is literally to pull down your YouTube channel. So, you know what I mean? So that's when things get really fun and they actually become passive. We actually had a guy named Jay who actually is one of our diamond affiliates. He's made over $1 million inside of our program as an affiliate. And I don't say that in any way, shape, or form to promise results, because most people who make money online businesses make no money at all, and that's my disclosure. I want to make sure that I'm being very clear about disclosure and disclaimers. But this guy, he didn't post a YouTube video in like 8 or 9 months or something like that, but he was still driving so much traffic, and still does to this day, because of the work that he put in the past. Let's shift gears a little bit. I want to just touch on some of your passions and your whys. You mentioned in your notes that you sent us before the show that you have some deeper passions around helping people in a couple of different ways. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Right. Well, see, freedom, right? I know you guys talk about this a lot also. My main passion, of course, is freedom. First, I kind of touched base on that, I guess, when I got an audiobook called 4 Hour Workweek. I was like, wow, that was pretty impressive. Like you can figure everything out and then work only 4 hours a week, this and that. So, and then be free, right? But then I kind of went away from that. But now I'm back at it, and definitely, I mean, everyone has their own values. But for me, especially now when I kind of built up to this moment where I gained some experience, I want to put quality time in the work that I do, right? Where I can inspire people to create, another income, or make it their main income. I like the phrase you use, I think, somewhere, build your own economy, right? I use that in TikTok now, building my own economy. I think that's just amazing. And also I want to help people build that mindset, because I think that's important. I do some, meditation practices, and that helps me to calm my mind and then focus. So I think that's a huge part. Like I see a lot of YouTube channels and friends I know. I mean, we all talk about how to make $100 a day, how to do this, that, but not a lot of video on mindset. How to build that mindset, how to, create that mindset that you're just gonna focus and you're just gonna do it. You're just gonna go. Another reason I want to share that, because let's say the company that I work at, and any company for that matter, especially if it has to do with some kind of online sales, what people don't know when they start new is that every company goes through like their sales, there are some refunds or cancellations, and it's just a matter of like not giving up there. The biggest problem with newbies is that, they maybe get a sale or two, they're like, okay, this is cool. Then time goes on, it goes flat. They have no sales, or if they make a sale, they, let's say, get a refund, whatever they're promoting. And then they're like, oh, this is what this online thing is. And that's where they quit. So instead, you have to keep driving, just like you said, with Jay, you have to keep driving, keep putting the work, and get it to a measurable state where you can say, okay, I get this much traffic, this many leads, this many conversions. And that's where it's called business. So if you treat it like a business, you will build one. So this is what one of the message I have for people, and this is where I want to help people to understand this, and move to that. And obviously for me, I want to travel more. I want to leave this laptop lifestyle, where my wife is from Russia. Like I can live in Russia for 30 days or a few months, let's say. I've been to Costa Rica. I would love to come back there and spend there like a few months, and just work from there, I want to have like collection of cars. I think I mentioned that. I love good cars. So a few things like this. But obviously, the more you're in this, the more you realize how important your time is. And time is currency, essentially. So, when you realize that, then you're like, oh, I gotta work. That motivation.
Yeah. I want to sort of begin to bring this plane in for a landing here with this final point. It's been great to listen to you, and it's brought up a lot of different thoughts, and I want to keep checking back with you on the show and get progress updates about how things are going for you. But I want to leave people with this thought. A lot of people come into this business, Vasily, and they think, well, I've got to just abandon my job. I got to just fire my boss. I got to just go full time. And the thing that I think it's all about, when you say mindset, it's all about figuring out how can I look at everything in my life in an empowering way. And so It's not, and I call that the frame, because you can totally change the feel of an image or a picture or a painting on your wall by the frame that it's in. Totally change it. Okay? Totally change the look and feel of it inside of your house with the frame. And so what I see a lot of people do is they come in to start an online business, and they have this grass is greener on the other side mentality, and they have this sort of, I don't like anything about my life and I want to change it. And that may be true. But what's important is to realize and recognize is if you have a job right now that's probably putting food on your table, right? That's probably keeping a roof over your head. Now you have other dreams. You want to make money online. Whatever your why is, and what I want to point out to people about your story is that you happen to be one of the few who loves your job. You still like what you do. Okay. You said in your questionnaire that you have a good culture. You're making good money in your job, and you're using that to fund your business. And that is really important for people to understand, is because it doesn't have to be an either or. It can be a transition. And that is what I invite a lot of you guys to think about and consider, is that if you can frame, Vasily, you talked about mindset. If you can frame or learn to look at what you do right now in your job as a gift, as something that's helping you to transition to your next chapter. You can look at each dollar that you earn as fuel that's that diesel fuel that's fueling your dreams, that's fueling you building your business. See, I believe that how we do one thing is how we do everything. So a lot of people do a really bad job at their day job, and then they think that they're going to do a really good job owning their own business. And that's untrue. Okay. I've seen it happen a million times. I've had people that work for me that they get tired and they get bitter and they think, well, I'm getting rich off of them, and they develop this bad attitude, right? When really what I've done is I've worked my ass off to create an opportunity that we can work together and both earn money together. But they get bitter over time, and they say, "Oh, Dave, I'm tired of this. I'm going to go start my own business." And guess what? It flops. Here's why, though. It's not because they don't have the potential. It's because how they do one thing is how they do everything. And they got bitter in their mindset they beat themselves before they even started their business. So what I love about you, and I love about your story, and again, I'd love to hear your final thoughts on this, and then I want to hear progress updates. But what I love about you is that you are using your current situation, even though it may not be where you want to be, you're framing it as that fuel. That's fuel, and you're continuing to do a good job there. You've worked there for 15 years. That's obvious. You don't stay working somewhere at 15 years doing a bad job. So do you agree with that? Could you just touch on that before we end the show, what I've just said in your own words, or do you have any additional thoughts on how people, because everybody, Vasily, 99% of people who try to start an online business have a job. So how can we help people to reframe their current situation so it's more empowering to them, to help them to be successful, versus this thing they're trying to run away from, and in turn they just trade one bad scenario for another?
Right. Well, you just said it. That's very important. Is basically attitude, right? And I heard this before also, which resonated well with me, is that some people, they say, like, if you do well in your day job, right, then you might do well in your own business. So that attitude, right, it shows that, okay, it's a focus also, right? It's commitment, focus. So if you do well, what you do, and then you go in your online world, and then you really work at it because you used to it. You used to putting a good attitude. And then in my case, where I don't have to live paycheck to paycheck, right? but I already have this mindset that I'm an entrepreneur. I want to have my own online business. I want to be more free, because otherwise I see what's the path. It's just path to retirement. It's just maybe a better one with the 401k and whatever insurance, good health insurance, but that's all there is. So people need to realize this, sooner or later, that it all starts with your attitude, organizing yourself. For some people, getting up early. Yes, having a day job is not easy for most folks. And in my case, let's say I'm not an early morning person. I try it. I wake up with this blank mind, and I'm like, okay. But you can work it out. Like I finish my day job, and then I like take a break and do a little meditation. Then I go and do my online, business. You figure it out. If you have your why, if your why is strong, if your why is really strong, then you're gonna do it. If your why is not strong enough, then you're not gonna do it. It's just this.
Yep. Well, and folks, the other thing that you could do that's totally possible is now we have a community of entrepreneurs, but it's also we're not this community this is not politics. We don't think the other side of the aisle is wrong. We don't think people who enjoy working inside of a company, who enjoy working inside of a culture. As a matter of fact, my wife's one of them. She enjoys working inside of a company, and being a part of a team. There's nothing wrong with that. So a lot of entrepreneurship, at least the beginning stages, are people figuring out what they like. Vasily, I think that people just, it took me a long time to really know what I like and what I don't like, and I'm still getting to know myself. And I think entrepreneurship, and really, I think every situation in life gives us an opportunity to get to know ourselves more, and
right.
that helps us to be more of ourselves in every situation. I can stand firmer in my beliefs. I can be more clear about my thoughts and what I like and dislike. I can communicate my needs more clear in a relationship. So one of my favorite things about people in our community is that they get to know their strengths and weaknesses. They get to realize that they can
right.
push through a lot more than they thought they could, because as you said, it's not easy, but it's worth it. So,
yes.
Dude, thank you so much. It's been great to talk to you. Thank you for your thoughtful, questionnaire. You gave us so much good information about yourself, and now I feel like I know you much better from talking to you. So keep up the great work, my brother. Be legendary, of course. And I'll talk to you later.
Phrase.
Okay. Thanks, man.
Thank you, Dave. Thanks for.
All right. See you, buddy.
Thanks.
All right, my friends. We are going to wrap up with that. Remember, go ahead. Share this with somebody and leave us a comment about what your biggest takeaway from today was. And we're going to give you free access to one of my favorite marketing courses. Okay. So tune in. We're here Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Wake up legendary. Be legendary.